name is Ashley Collins, aka The Altar Dragons. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Breakup Diaries. So this is a question that someone asked me the other day. Thank you for your questions. You can ask me questions, by the way. Why is it that Black people don't support their own kind? That phrase is very strange to me, because if an Asian person said, I only support Asian things, that would be considered racist. I think there are logical reasons why Black people don't support local. I feel like a fucking spokesman for Black people right now. I'm definitely not. I mean, look at my hair. Ugh, I'm definitely not a black spokesman for Black people right now. But I think that there are logical and practical reasons why Black people don't support local, especially their own kind. Like I said, I really don't like that phrase. I think that there's a large amount of, because okay, so being in 2022 is 2022, right? Whoa. Being in 2022, I think that people have realized a long time ago that there's nothing limiting them for their options. They don't have to go work for the man anymore, right? You can go start your own business, right? So there's a large amount of low quality options. Does that make sense? So, okay. So in reality, there's nothing stopping you, and you already know this, right? We've all watched the motivational videos, right? There's nothing stopping you from following your dreams practically, right? Anyone can start a business, right? Anyone can invest in something. Anyone can invest in Bitcoin. Is that how it works? Invest in Bitcoin? And it's probably bad phrasing. So you can do anything that you want, but there's no one's telling you to make sure that you're giving out quality, valuable options, right? So let's say that you started a clothing line, right? And I've done this before. Actually, let me do something that's personal to me. Let's say that you start a skincare line, right? And your products are all sold online, everything sold online, super practical. You also have your own shop, right? Maybe your product is not that great. And I don't think that we're not being honest with each other enough. Your product's not that great, because I used to I went through this whole like phase of wanting to buy like more natural skincare products, but I wanted to like support only Black businesses, and I fucked my skin up really bad. And I know that you may be thinking that like, oh, sometimes when you switch up skincare products, you are going to break out because your skin is introduced to something new, but it fucked it up really bad. It fucked it up so bad. And I was like, well, I can't purchase from you anymore because your product is not good for my skin. And for some reason we're not allowed to say out loud I guess I'm only talking to Black people right now at this point, right? For some reason, we're not allowed to say out loud to other Black people that your product is shit. Your stuff is bad. Your song is bad. This routine is bad. Blah, blah, blah. It's shitty. You're not allowed to say that. And if you say that, then you're being a hater. But it's like, am I not allowed to tell you the truth? Am I the only one who feels that way? Like you're not allowed to say out loud that Princess and the Frog was a bad movie. Like you're not allowed to say out loud that Tyler Perry's plays are pretty shitty. Like they're really good at dumbing down stuff to entertain. The whole purpose of Tyler Perry's plays in real life was he was doing improv, and it was entertaining because improv is funny. When you translate that to movies, it's not that good. You can't really improv a movie because you need to have consistency. But you can't say that as another Black person, or like I said, you're being a hater. You're trying to be a crab in a bucket, Another thing is Black people are very big. God, I don't like and I can already tell that as I edit this out, I'm going to cringe every time I say that Black people, because I'm not a spokesman for Black people, but whatever. And then I feel like I'm stereotyping, like I'm generalizing, like all Black people are the same. Okay, Black people are very big on brands, It matters if you're wearing a certain name or label on your chest or on your feet. Robberies happen because they want that particular brand so they can show off to other people, right? So if you're not a big brand excuse me, if you're not a big brand name, then it doesn't matter. No, they're not going to want to invest in your product. And I know that you're thinking of legacy, right? I'm trying to build a legacy for my family, but you have to keep into consideration, and I'm thinking of Gucci because the movie just recently came out. You have to keep into consideration that legacy takes 50 plus years. So you're not going to create a legacy in these 2 years. You're not going to create a legacy in these 10 years. Unless you're like, unless you die, unfortunately. Black people are really good at supporting each other when we die. That sounds super cynical, but it's true. You know, Sidney Poitier just recently passed, and people are saying R.I.P. to the first black man who won an Oscar. And I'm like, you can't even name one of his movies. What are you doing? Okay, that's disrespectful, but it's true. You know, so legacy takes 50 plus years. So this time here on Earth that you're trying to build up this brand, you probably won't see it unless you're giving something that's so unique, and that relates to such a large amount of people that you'll be able to see it while you're here. You know, what was I gonna say? Oh fuck, I was just thinking about something. I just lost it. The Matrix. I just lost it. Oh, the irony in that. Customer service. A lot of these black businesses are very rude to their customers. And here's the thing with if you're going to sell something basic, if you're going to sell something simple, it doesn't matter how good your oxtails are. Even though I just had oxtails the last night and it was so fucking good. It doesn't matter how good your food is. If you are shitty to your customers, they're not going to come back. Because they're gonna remember that, and they'll be like, it's not worth it, I'll find someone else. And like I said, there's so many options now. They can pick and choose from anywhere else except for you. So why am I coming back to you? You have to keep into consideration that. And I feel like I'm a broken record when I say, if you don't have people skills, it doesn't matter how good your product is, they're not gonna come back. So hire someone to be the face of your company. You know? Marketing is massively huge. Not only online, right? But word of mouth matters a lot as well. You know, do people know who you are on your block? On your block. Don't fuck if they know you in Australia. Why do I always reference Australia? Have you noticed that? Is this your first time seeing my content? But if you've noticed, I always reference Australia and Canada. I don't know why I do that. Fuck if they know you in Australia or Canada. Do they know you in a 20-mile radius? Let's focus on that first before you rant about them knowing you all over the world. Okay? I know that it's trendy and it's cool to say things like, oh, this is only meant for black women, this is only meant for black men, da 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 da. But then you're limiting your audience so much, and it also, like I said, it makes you come off a little like cold. Like I said, you don't see English people saying that Doctor Who is only for people in the UK. You don't see that. So then, like I said, you're limiting your audience. You're limiting who you're trying to communicate with. And then you wonder why don't I have a large audience? Because there's only so many black people on the planet. Do you ever feel like, maybe it's just me, do you ever feel like, how do I say this without sounding rude? This whole video sounds rude. Do you ever feel like they're targeting black people to feel lesser than? Like we need their help, like we need their assistance. Who is they? I don't know who they is. But it's like we're doing it to each other. Black people. We do things and we say things like, oh, you know, it's the man that's keeping each other down, but it's us. We're doing it to each other. We think that there's some person who's putting their thumb down on us, but it's us who's doing it to each other mentally. You don't see any other race doing that. It's like we're coddling each other. We're the ones who's holding each other back. Well, there's plenty of examples. There's a post that I saw of the top 10 billionaires on the planet, and they're like, we got to do better because there's not a black person on the list. Why would you want to advertise that in the first place? To be an example, Shaq doesn't brag about how much money he makes. Snoop Dogg doesn't brag about how much money he makes, and you know they're both making money. Elon Musk has a target on his head, and he's aware of that, and he doesn't want people knowing how much he makes, but they do. We're not thinking about that. We're not considering that. I was going to say, let's stop saying that black people don't support black businesses, but we're going to keep doing it because that's how you get your customers. And if you get your customers by bragging about how many black people aren't purchasing from you, are you really that good of a business? That was rude. Like I said, this whole video is rude. I apologize. Happy New Year. It's just bothersome. It's just bothersome, and it's such a lazy tactic from saying that you won't hire the necessary person to help you with marketing. You won't hire your little cousin or your young nephew who has connections. But you won't do it because you're being stubborn. Black people need to support each other. No, people need to support each other. In general, humans need to support each other in general. You know, like look at these false nails things, right? I remember when it was like mainly black women who had the false nails. You know, like it was mainly black women in the Asian nail salons, right? Now you see all races wearing them. Consider that. Okay, that's it. This whole thing is rude. I shouldn't upload it, but I'll do it anyway because there's no consequences. There's no consequences for anything because I don't get paid for any of this. Bye.